and welcome to What's New. We have a very interesting program tonight, but before we even start, I want to say our cohort is not here tonight.
She had
a little accident.
Which is common.
We're going to start calling this the Graceful Three. So, and Iris, I'm going to turn it over to you, and you introduce our first guest.
Okay. We have Mary Ehrenreich, and I forgot your name.
Paula Plati.
Paula
Plati.
I didn't get your last name. I'm hard here.
Plati.
Pilates?
Yes.
Paula Pilates.
Yes.
And they're
that's
here
the
from
exercise. The Pilates.
They're here from the Alzheimer's Association in St. Louis, and they want to share what information they have and we would appreciate it if anybody has any questions, if you would just call in and ask them all the questions you want, because they'll try to answer.
And all you have to do is call 883-7675. Sounds like Vincent on the loan thing. So, okay, ladies.
Okay. Well, thank you guys, first of all, for letting us come down here.
We finally made a
finally we're able to do it.
Or whatever.
Yeah. So I want to just touch a little bit about what the Alzheimer's Association provides. We are the leading nonprofit organization in the world for funding research for Alzheimer's disease and also providing care and support for families that are going through that disease. So locally, the Alzheimer's Association is able to help families here in St. Genevieve through a few different ways. The first one being our hotline number, our helpline. It's 800-272-3900, and families can call that number any time of day, any day of the week, and talk to somebody live and talk about, what they're experiencing, or also, if they have any questions, they may have heard about something, they're not sure if it's true or not, so they can call that number and get the facts. A lot of times with Alzheimer's disease, there's a lot of misinformation, so you can call the Alzheimer's Association to get good, solid information. And we also have our website, which is really easy to navigate and has a lot of information on it as well. It's alz.org/STL, and you can go on there. If calling and talking to somebody is not your thing, then you can go on the website and find a lot of information there too. And then we also have support group in the area, and so I'm going to let Paula talk about that.
Sure. So we have a support group that meets here in St. Genevieve. We meet on the fourth Wednesday of each month. We meet at 10 a.m. at the health department. And we have a few members that have attended regularly for a couple of years now, and they've really gained a lot from attending the group. And we're always taking new members. There's no need to call ahead or let us know. You can just show up anytime, and we'd love to have them.
In the health department's out on Boswell Drive.
Yes, correct. Mm-hmm.
And what do you do at the meetings?
So the people who attend their meetings are caregivers who are providing care for a person with dementia or with Alzheimer's disease, and we just kind of talk about some experiences that they're going through. Essentially, the purpose of the group is so that others can meet caregivers who are going through similar situations and kind of share their experiences and their struggles and how they found solutions to some of the situations they faced as caregivers. So kind of relying support on one another.
So it's more the caregiver than the patient?
Correct. Yep, it's a caregiver support group, so it's focused for caregivers who are providing care. Mm-hmm.
That's good to have that.
Yeah.
So I want to touch a little bit too about, when I was talking earlier about people have questions about Alzheimer's disease, and they might hear something about somebody else's experience or misinformation. So a lot of times people that I meet, they'll ask, like, what's the difference between dementia and what's the difference between Alzheimer's? Dementia is a term for memory loss and a loss of intellectual abilities. And you can think of it as an umbrella term, like cancer is. So when someone's diagnosed with cancer, you ask them, what type of cancer do you have? When someone has dementia, then once doctors are able to look at the symptoms that they're showing, they can then say what type of dementia they have. There's over 70 types of dementia. Alzheimer's disease is the most common form of dementia, and it affects over 5 million people in the United States. And it's also not just a part of normal aging. It is a disease, and it is something to be concerned about.
Yeah, because there's young people that have it and older people, yes.
Right. Typically, people start showing symptoms around age 65, but it's not uncommon for people to be diagnosed as early as, 40s. So it's really important to keep an eye on, if you notice somebody having some memory issues, and it's not just forgetting something from time to time, we all do that, but if you know somebody that's starting to not be able to recall recently learned information, that's something to be concerned about. Also, if you notice somebody's having a hard time doing, familiar tasks like operating the microwave or using the phone or using the computer, all of a sudden it's becoming a struggle, that's something that you want to definitely check up on. Also, somebody may be using bad judgment. Like today it's super hot outside, but if you see somebody walking down the street with a coat on,
With a heavy coat on.
right, or all of a sudden giving money out to people that they normally wouldn't. Those are all warning signs that you want to keep an eye on. And you can go to our website at alz.org. We have a list of the 10 warning signs, so you can get that whole list. And I'm actually doing the 10 warning signs in Farmington next week as a presentation. So you can call our 800 number, 800-272-3900, and get more information on that.
Very good.
Thank you.
So anything else, girls?
One other thing that I wanted to make sure to mention is that this fall we have our Walk to End Alzheimer's, and a lot of times families that are faced with this disease feel helpless and feel hopeless, but the Walk to End Alzheimer's is a great opportunity for families and caregivers and just people that are concerned about Alzheimer's to get together and to be able to do something. They can fundraise to continue to support the services that we offer locally and also to help find a cure. And it's going to be in Festus at Crystal Oaks, and it's going to be on September 14th. And I know for a fact that there are a couple of teams forming in St. Jen, so I'm excited about that. And so if anybody wants to know who's on the team in St. Jen, because maybe they don't want to do their own team, they can call us and we can help them get connected.
And your number again?
800-272-3900.
So basically, if people are starting to have trouble or feel they have trouble, they can contact you and
Yeah. If you're concerned about yourself or someone else, the first thing you want to do is make an appointment with your doctor, and then contact the Alzheimer's Association. And it's really important to do that second step of contacting the Alzheimer's Association so that you can talk about what your concerns are, and then we can provide you with information. As far as the 10 warning signs that I talked about. We can also give you an idea of what to expect with a thorough diagnosis. You definitely don't want to walk into your doctor's office and say you have concerns about memory loss and then walk out 10 minutes later with a diagnosis. It needs to be a lot more thorough than that. So we can provide you with information on the steps that are involved with a thorough diagnosis, which I think also helps you feel a little bit better equipped going to that doctor's appointment because it's scary. So having a little bit of information and a little bit of understanding of what to expect, I think, can make people feel a little bit more comfortable with the process.
so people are basically toward the feeling of embarrassment.
I think, I think there's a whole lot of different feelings that people probably could have, when they're concerned about it. The important thing to know, though, is that the Alzheimer's Association is there to help them with that and to help support them through that.
Does it seem that there's more people with it now than there used to be, or is it just because it's more recognized?
I think because we're living longer, the longer you live, the greater chance you have of developing it. And then also, scientists are better able to diagnose it. So it's kind of hand in hand. again, the nice thing about it, though, is that even though we're able to diagnose it more often, there is that support system there that the Alzheimer's Association is able to provide. So, it's not just that, doctors are able to diagnose it better, but we can also help provide that care and support. So you don't have to go through it alone.
So it's a chemical imbalance in the brain, or do
Doctors
they
aren't
really know? They don't-
Doctors aren't exactly sure what causes Alzheimer's disease, but the important thing to remember is that it's not a part of normal aging. Somebody that starts showing, some of the signs that I talked about, just because they're 85 does not mean that you should sweep it under the rug. It's not normal, and Alzheimer's disease is fatal. So it's important to act on your concerns when you start noticing those signs so that you can get a diagnosis and start getting a treatment plan together and figure out how best to care for that loved one.
So they have meds that help.
There is medication that temporarily will kind of level things out, but it's just temporarily. There's no cure for Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is the only disease among the top 10 killers in the United States that doesn't have a way to stop it, a way to slow it down, or a way to prevent it.
And since it's one of the top ones, what happens that it causes death?
Yeah.
Sure.
Why?
Well, since it's a brain disease, it's a progressive brain disease, which means that it will progressively start to kill away parts of your brain, which includes your bodily functions such as breathing and swallowing. So an important thing to keep in mind is that if somebody progresses through the disease, eventually it could be fatal.
Okay. I didn't make the connection there until
Yeah.
you started
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and the nice thing too is that we're talking about this now, which is a lot of information that I'm throwing out. But people can still tomorrow if there's questions that people have that are watching this, they can call our 800 number. 800-272-3900, or
And
they
if
can
you
go on our
can't remember,
website.
yeah.
You can go on our website at alz.org/STL and get that information.
So if they put in a search for,
You can
it'll
type in
probably
Alzheimer's,
pull you up.
and we're one of the first ones to pop up. Yep.
So you got a
Very
good website.
We do. Yeah, we're very proud of our website. And that's important because we want to be accessible to people when they're looking for us.
So what got you guys interested in working
Do you want to
in
go
this
first,
field?
Paul? I've kind of been talking. so.
Sure, no, that's fine. So I'm actually, I'm a MSW student right now, and I am completing an internship with the Alzheimer's Association. So I've just been learning, so much. I've been there for about 6 months, and I have an interest in working with older adults. And as we talked about before, as people age, their chances of developing Alzheimer's disease increases. So that kind of drew the connection for me to get connected with the Alzheimer's Association. And I can say it's been a great experience so far. It's a great organization, and it really has a lot to offer.
And after I finished college, I thought I wanted to work with youth. And once I got my feet wet, I realized that older adults are more my pace. So I went back to school and I did a practicum with the Alzheimer's Association and just realized that that's where my passion lies, helping those families that are touched by the disease.
And that's truly a blessing and a
Oh,
calling
yes.
for people that have that.
Yeah, and it really is.
And the elder care, any
Yeah.
elder care.
Yeah, any service that, anytime you're providing care for somebody else, you definitely need to have some passion for it. And I'm lucky to say that everybody that works at our office definitely has that passion and that drive to continue to support those families until we do have a cure.
Is there anything in the near future that they're looking at, or?
Well, the exciting thing is that doctors are closer now than they ever have been in finding a cure. They're not, ready to say tomorrow that this is what it is, but they've made so much progress in the last 40 years. And that's, a lot of it is due to raising awareness about Alzheimer's disease and then, funding the research for that. Which is so important because we can't rely on the government alone for that funding. We have to rely on other people
Right.
too pitching in and helping with that too. So we're in a lot better position than we ever have been.
Very good.
Yeah. So Anything else you have? or-
Yes, if you have any questions, you can call the 800 number at 800-272-3900, or you can go online, alz.org/STL, and Paula.
And our next support group meets on June 26th, on a Wednesday, June 26th at 10 a.m. at the health department.
Here in St. Genevieve,
Here in St.
so
Genevieve.
anybody that wants to attend, even if you're not a caregiver right now and you think you might like that,
Even if you have questions or concerns, come to the meeting and see what happens. So.
okay.
Very good. Well, thank you very,
Thank you,
very
guys.
much.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you for
Thank you.
coming. Anytime you want to come visit
Come
us,
back
you're
and
very
visit us,
welcome.
give us a
We'll
call.
take you up on it.
Okay.
That'd be great. Okay, now we have our St. John Middle School Drama Club.
And our Mrs. Otto.
Yeah, and we have another Mrs. Otto, so we have two. A Mary Ann and a Melissa.
I don't even know where to start. This Friday, the St. John Middle School Summer Drama Club will be putting on 2 performances. We chose to do 2 this summer because we have, out of 20 kids that are on stage, 16 are returning from other plays. And so we felt like in order
So
to
they
give-
must really love it.
They must. They put an awful lot of hours into it, so they must really enjoy it. So we chose 2 plays so that the students who wanted, to make sure they were on stage for a good portion of the time could have time. So the first play we're doing is called The Princess Who Had No Name, and it's based on Sleeping Beauty. And I think everyone has one or more parts in that play, correct? Everyone? Yes. And of course, this is the kind of play where we've got some doubled up again and some tripled up again. And then the second play is called, it's a community service announcement, more or less. It's 10 Ways to Survive the Zombie Apocalypse. And it's a comedy. There is screaming, there is chomping backstage, there's a little bit of dragging people off the stage, but we make sure that everyone in the audience sees them get up and leave, so they know that everybody, no students were harmed in the production of this play. So
Well, that's nice.
I'm so glad to hear that.
I know you'll be there, so when you hear the screams, Sydney is very good at this horrible scream. We're not going to let her do it. It
Oh, why
truly
not?
sounds
Oh,
like.
why not?
Oh no! It truly sounds like she's losing limbs. It's frightening, and I'm a little concerned about little people, but we'll make it through that. So I know they want to talk. Friday we're going to do a 1:00 matinee, and we will present both plays, one right after another, a 15-minute intermission because we'll have quite a bit of makeup to put on for the second one, and so. That's a 1:00, and then there's a 6:30 show in the evening where you'll see both plays, and it's $3 to get to see both plays.
And that's on Friday the
That's
14th?
This Friday, yes.
Okay, it's $3 all.
Yep, $3 and you see it all.
Okay.
Plus
That's a
they-
good deal.
Plus
That's
they-
an
they're
excellent
learning,
deal.
Yes.
We have what's called a curtain call. At the end of each play, the students come out and take their bow. And so for the zombie play, I had Camille, your granddaughter, dig out an old Thriller dance that she taught the 8th graders years ago. And so she has spent the past couple of days teaching all 20 some odd of them the Thriller dance, and they are doing a remarkable job. It is amazing to see. And
They are so good.
They're very
The
talented.
plays were very good.
The plays are good. The acting is great. Their attitude is great. They come in every day. A lot of kids, you see we've got ball players here. They've come in right after ball games. You've got kids, one who went home sick with a headache today and she came anyway. You've got kids who are devoted to, we've got some scouts who have had some projects and some other things, and yet they come in and they've learned their lines and they're getting
Well,
everything
it's like
finished.
the old saying,
Good.
ask
What you
somebody
enjoy.
really busy.
Yes.
And they'll find time to do
Yes, you're right.
extras.
And
You're
what
right.
you enjoy, you're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know I can count on these kids. Like I said, most of these guys have been on stage with us before, and I can count on them. I know who's going to get it finished. I know about when they'll be finished and ready, and I know by Friday everybody will be polished.
And you got your
That's great.
lighting fixed.
Yes, we had a little lighting issue. I think Gremlins, just wanted to see how far they could push us yesterday.
No, it was the zombies.
It was the zombies, yes, yeah. About 10:15 yesterday morning, we dropped the light bar and to set the lights, and it wouldn't go back up. And it was about 8 inches above the seats. And so there was not much panicking going on. Everybody was relatively calm. I just sort of, thought, oh, well, we'll go to the football field if we have to, because right now I believe all the gymnasiums are being stripped. So if we had to do an outdoor performance, we would have, but it
Do you
didn't
like,
come to that.
what's the one down in
Shakespeare in the
Branson?
Park, or,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but fortunately, everything's going, and we love our maintenance crew. They're wonderful. So they came in and took care of everything, and we're ready to go.
Good. Okay, so we're ready for all these lovely little children out there.
Young adults.
Young adults, excuse me,
How about
not children.
How about you 4 boys come up? We'll just do it that way. You 4 guys come up and have a seat over here, and you can start talking about what you want to. They may talk about both plays,
Okay.
because some of them have various parts in both plays. And
Whatever you want to tell us,
Whatever you
we'll be
wanna tell
happy to
Just
hear.
tell us what your name is and then tell us what you're gonna do. But don't give any of the secrets out.
My name is Max Upchurch, and I'm Rumpelstiltskin, and I'm Rowdy the Dwarf, and then I'm also Prince Suave.
My name is Seth Martin. I am Prince Hercules, the Herald, and I'm Zombie 2.
My name is Thomas Engelman, and I am Prince Reveal, or Revi, or Reveal, however you pronounce it, and Zombie number 1.
My name is Tyler Rogers. I'm King of the South, one of the survivors in the zombie play, Sam, and Big Bear.
And you guys are all dancers, right?
they're all
Yes.
dancing. They're all learning to
Yes.
dance.
It's
How
awesome.
come you're shaking your head
He
no?
said no.
He's like in the back.
That's why I'm in the back.
Oh,
He's not that comfortable being in front to where, like, he's not,
He don't want anybody to see him. in
yeah,
other
he's
words.
like,
Wait,
I wouldn't say
Tyler, what did
ashamed.
you tell me you felt like?
I felt like a disoriented squirrel. a disoriented squirrel or a blind T-Rex.
He's doing a great
Blind
job. They're
T-Rex.
doing a great job. Tyler, well, these 3 guys are all in the zombie play, and Tyler is one of the survivors. There are 4 survivors left in the world, and they take you through 10 methods to survive.
Oh, okay.
And they come back each time, so you know they really haven't been drug off by the zombies. They have some really big monologues. It's very funny. They're doing a really good job with it.
Basically, we're 4 goofballs who goof off on stage.
Somehow
Basically.
survives.
Somehow they have survived, and I'm not sure how.
We're the most unlikely people to survive, but we do it.
I'm glad you survived. I'm glad. Are you the little gentleman that got hurt?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
See, Thomas, these things follow you around.
I know it.
There are no
There's no secrets.
no kebabs, no
Yeah.
skewers in any of the sets.
So maybe I won't go to the hospital this time.
There is no maybe. You will not be going to the hospital. Going to the dumpster if you get hurt.
Better watch out, Thomas.
Do you guys have anything you want to tell them about your character or about difference from some of the others you've done?
Max goes first. You go first.
Tell them a little bit about Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin is a little guy with spiky hair, and he
got
talks to
spikes?
himself.
He talks to himself?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's definitely a multiple personality.
Oh, yes, he
He
is.
sings and dances.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hates
But you'll
Can you
always be
sing
the pig.
Rumpelstiltskin? Was
to
his
me.
name or something like that, or is his name?
He does.
Yeah. I remember that. You spin gold. is that what
Talks
you
to
do?
himself a lot.
Does he?
Right.
That's all right. There's nothing wrong with talking to yourself. They always say it's fine to talk to yourself as long as you don't answer yourself.
Oh, wait a minute.
I do know.
Okay, that wasn't a good idea.
And then Seth is Hercules. Hercules is
He's like the strongest man in any surrounding kingdoms.
Overconfident.
Definitely.
overconfident. Was that it?
Yes.
And it seems that whenever, let's see here, like he thinks he's better than the other princes, and
And he probably is too, huh?
yeah. You be quiet, Thomas.
We have a sword fight that we've had to,
Sword and dagger fight.
the sword
Yeah,
and dagger
sword and
fight that we've
dagger.
had to sort of,
We can say Seth has a better cape.
Seth has a great cape.
But he's
I like the
funniest
red
girl on
cape.
the stage.
I mean, honestly, I think I would prefer pink like his because I like pink.
And then Thomas is
Prince
Prince Revi, Reveal, Reve, however you want to say his name.
Prince R.
Prince R.
Yeah, he is a prince from far, far away. Came and is now in search of a princess, and ends up, well,
Gets all the ladies.
He keeps running into the wrong princesses.
and then I end up rescuing them, and then the other princes get mad at me.
Exactly.
So you end up with nobody. Oh, wait,
I don't know about that.
Maybe not.
I don't
Give it all away.
Yeah,
That wouldn't be a very good story if he didn't end
Yeah.
up with it.
That's right. And then Tyler is,
Which part?
Sam.
Just do Sam.
I already talked about Sam.
Sam is an interesting character. He's an easygoing, laid back. I have no idea how he would ever make it in a zombie apocalypse.
Oh, they just.
I sit by and watch my friends get eat.
He's always in the right place at the right time, and the others are not. Yes, and his
amazing how that
genetically modified
happens.
killers. Yeah.
And there's a lot of teenage romance that goes on.
Yeah. A lot.
That's normal for you guys' age.
It's probably the edgiest one we've done. It's very funny, and the facial expressions are hilarious.
There's some
They're really good.
killer dogs, kung fu,
Is the killer dog an animated
See,
dog?
Oh, wait, did you hear it?
The two girls joined
There's
the
a therapy
zombies.
session.
Oh my gosh.
Zombies get therapy session.
some
I think I'd
Well-
probably be the one being bored for that one.
Susan actually gets to flirt with the zombies quite a bit.
Yes, she and
She'll talk about
Thomas.
that, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, you three. You four.
Okay,
Anything
guys,
else?
now it's time to get some girls
All
up
right,
here.
Scoochie.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, next two, and then the next two behind.
Oh, I see how it is.
Two of our role players here, and then Sydney and Tiger Lily.
And all the pretty girls.
Here they come. All right, girls. Introduce yourselves and talk about what you do.
Okay, I'm Katie Glassy. I am Gretel, Guilty the Dwarf, and Girl.
And girl.
And just a girl?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Tell them about Gretel's costume. I'm very proud of Gretel's costume.
I have to wear long knee socks and shorts that are green with a white polo shirt and suspenders that have the cross things.
Hey, Lederhosen. It's great.
Okay.
She's a little bossy with her brother, Ansel. He's not here tonight, or I'd have them together. And then she's also Guilty the Dwarf. She feels like everything's her fault.
Poor thing.
Oh, you poor.
And then tell them what you do in the zombie book.
I am Girl. I tried to get Nana across the stage, and she is moving as slow as a old turtle, and I have
She's
to
using
keep
a walker.
I have to keep coming up with things until the zombies come and get her, and then I leave.
Oh, moving on. Rebecca.
Okay, I'm Rebecca Gons. I play Nana. I play Nosy the dwarf, and then I play. I have no memory. Queen of the North.
There's your people.
They'll help you.
Before Friday.
Yeah, I need help. Okay. One of the dwarfs that I am, I'm Nosy, and I have to be in like everyone's business as usual. And I just ask a lot of questions. And then I'm the queen. I have a child.
Who's trying to take your child?
Rumpelstiltskin's mean. He's trying to take my child. I want to dress him with a kid. And then I'm grandma, and I'm really slow, and I don't talk.
Get
Like,
eaten by the zombies.
I'm the first one to die.
That's because you have no mind.
Oh, God.
Okay, Miss Tiger Lily.
Hi, I'm Tirelessly Simple, and I am Flighty the Dwarf, and Queen of the West, and flashcard holder.
That's right. Wait a minute.
She'll explain.
Well, for the card holder one, the narrators, they say which method's coming,
For the
and
zombie play.
Oh, okay.
as I slowly zombie out, I hold out which method it is. And gosh, Flighty the Dwarf, very, very, very distracted very easily. Ooh, look, shiny. Queen of the West, she's kind of just mean.
She's creepy.
Yeah. She wonders how beautiful she is all the time. Then she kills her daughter, gosh.
She doesn't.
She
kill
tries
her.
to.
Yes, she tries. Sorry, I put her in sleep.
Okay. Miss Sydney.
Okay, I'm a fairy, and I have.
Wait a minute.
Tell your name.
What's your name?
Oh, I'm Sydney.
Sue. You have a last name?
Yeah, white.
Right.
Okay.
Like the color.
Okay.
And I'm a fairy. And I'm Susan, a survivor.
And she tolerates Sam and, Sam back there.
I don't really tolerate them, I just kind of deal with them.
That look.
She gives them that look a lot. They are perfect for these parts. They just seem to
Oh.
fit well.
So you guys all enjoy, are you all enjoying the place?
Yes, it's like my favorite thing to do ever.
That's
Only thing
great.
that gets me
That's
up
good.
in the morning.
That's good.
It gets you up in the morning?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's
I
good.
wouldn't wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning if I didn't have to.
And the good thing about when you're in a play, it gives you self-confidence to get up in front of people and talk.
I still get scared before every time I get on
Do
stage.
you really?
She gets scared to be grandma.
You're scared to be
I'm
grown.
girl.
Or girl.
That's scary enough when you're grandma.
But they're doing a really good job. I'm very proud of them.
Very good.
And when you said that Prince Reveal runs into like a whole bunch of princesses, he runs into Gretel too.
Yes, he does.
Oh my gosh.
And it's really
Handsome girl?
Yes. And Gretel gets a bit smitten.
He's brave and handsome.
I don't think you heard that.
What?
Did you hear what she said?
What'd she say?
She said
You're brave.
he is
and
brave and
handsome.
handsome.
I know.
Just throwing lines, guys, throwing lines.
Well, thank you very much, girls. Now we need
The
4
White
more.
House. It's like a giant chair. Stop trying to touch the fly.
I really.
We just have one last and keep going with them.
Not only this, I've thrown in two plays, plus the dance.
How many's left? Just one girl
Just
left?
one? Kyle, come on up, baby. You can have this chair.
We can get another chair. No, let them have that chair. They
Okay,
can
pull her
throw
around,
it.
baby.
I don't want one of her fall
She
by
might have wanted to
herself.
be the star.
Did you want to be the star by yourself?
Okay, Debbie.
Okay, my name is Debbie Robinson. I play the princess in The Princess Who Had No Name. And that's my only part.
You're not a zombie?
No.
She
Oh.
didn't want
I didn't want to be a zombie.
Oh,
She is
okay.
dancing, though.
I am dancing.
Very good.
I
And
always
she's
said-
lost. She wanders around
Yeah.
looking for clues.
I'm trying to find where I'm from and who I am, but I have a hard time finding who I am and where I'm from. But I find all these clues and people help me find my place.
She meets interesting characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Miss Haley?
Well, I'm Haley Ford, and I play Queen of the South and Bear. And Queen of the South kind of pops up in the last few scenes, and I'm just worried mother, freaking out like about my daughter. I'm worried about her. And Bear, I am mad because basically I'm Mama Bear or just Bear. I'm mad because I'm mad at Goldilocks because she breaks in with 2 other girls.
And eats all your food.
Yeah.
And they're staying with the dwarves. And so then she's really upset because then they're breaking into the dwarves' place now, and it's just one big mess.
So they're really a bunch of criminals.
Yes.
And Goldilocks isn't here tonight, but she's a hoot because she's just a little girl that, it's no big deal. She just goes in, breaks and enters all the time.
Yeah.
Who's next? Jenna.
I'm Jenna Greashopper, and I play Fairy 2, Whiny the Dwarf, and wait, what's the other one?
Nurse.
Nurse. I'm a zombie, and I'm in the dance.
Oh, you're really a busy little girl.
Fairy, I get to be covered in sparkles.
This is my life.
The dwarf Whiny, I complain a lot. The nurse, I am helping out the Queen of the West. North. I knew I'd get that wrong. I take care of the Queen of the North, little baby princess. And then the zombie, I'm a zombie.
She's
You're
a
a
shockingly
zombie.
scary zombie. The way she walks, it's not attractive.
Me and Beth.
And she's also my great niece.
Oh.
Yes, she is.
Huh. Okay, then we have Miss Engelman.
Okay, I'm Abby Engelman. I am the fairy godmother and Tiny Bear. Well, Tiny Bear is the littlest of all 3 bears, and I'll just say I'm I'm the scariest. Like, I roar all the time.
That's all she does.
That's all I do. Okay, and then...
Here's the roar.
Oh, no. Do it. Abby. Okay, I'll do it. Let's see if I can do it today. Okay, and then the fairy godmother, she's like very wise. And I feel like she always gets her way. I just feel like it.
Do you wear sparkles too?
Yes.
She has more than me.
I have like my wand or my magic dust. Actually, I throw the dust into the air, so it's like sparkles coming down.
There's still sparkles everywhere.
Yeah, and then I have this like glittery dress and everything. It's so poofy. I love it.
Jimmy now attacked it with glitter glue.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah, and I'm a zombie.
She's a zombie.
They are adorable.
I'm Payal Patel. I play Cinderella in the princess play, and my fairy godmother is. I'm very disobedient to her. My definition in the script is a teen who wants to party all night long. She never wants to leave the ball. She does not want to. She has a curfew, and she does not want to respect the curfew. She's really stubborn and mean and bratty, and she's not really nice at all. And then in the zombie play, I'm Christy, and I'm another survivor. And I'm an English major.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
She's a therapist in
I'm
the
a
zombie
therapist.
play. Yeah. She is not interested in dating one of the last 2 survivor boys. She feels like if they're the last one, she'd just date the zombies.
I follow with Sam.
Well,
It's pretty.
Okay,
Like,
Sam, you can
on
think what
Kung
you
Fu.
want, but I don't agree.
It's only on Kung Fu.
I know
though.
Kung Fu.
And
And trust me, you love the part whenever they start fighting. It's hilarious.
It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Now, Miss, who's the girl standing up there?
Okay, and this is, would you like to come introduce yourself?
Sure.
Come on up. Here, you can have my spot.
Come on.
This is one of our student directors. She and Cammie spend a lot of time working with the kids with lines.
Well, I'm Lindsay Phillips. Like she said, I'm the student director. I've worked with the majority of the kids before. I was fortunate enough to student teach with Mrs. Otto for her drama class this year. It was pretty amazing. And it's just been a wonderful experience to watch all of them grow through this and like watch them become like more confident in themselves. And that's really what I get out of it. And I love theater, so I show up and it's lots of fun.
We have 5 high school students that get up and come and spend their entire day with us for 3 weeks. And,
Oh my goodness.
you know, you just don't, you know, people think that kids don't get into things, don't want to do anything over the summer, and these kids.
But if you give them something they like,
Yes.
then they'll do it.
Yes. But these kids, you know, anything I ask of them, they come through and do. You know, we start looking for costumes, and they start, really, they've only had their lines for less than 2 weeks. Because the first week, we only met for 4 days. And the first few days, we went over the play and did some games, and then auditioned. And so they really only got their part, they really only had their parts for less than 2 weeks. And so, you know, what they're pulling together is really amazing. Somebody asked me not too long ago, one of my administrators said, "What play are you doing?" I said, "Well, we're doing 2." And he looked at me and said, "Are you insane?" And I said, "Well, you know, they can pull it off, they can do this." And then we have another gentleman that comes in and helps in the summer, and about Tuesday of this week, I hadn't told him about the Thriller dance yet because, you know, I didn't want a disapproving look. And so Tuesday, I sort of let it slip that, oh, by the way, we're going to teach them the Thriller dance for their curtain call for the second play. And, you know, I thought his eyeballs were going to pop out of his head because, you know, we aren't ready. We will be ready. Friday, they will be polished and shined up, and it will be perfect and ready to go. But they needed some more fun. They needed something to relax. And you can just see when they get up there and start the dance, the tension from trying to make sure they aren't stepping on somebody else's lines and trying to remember their lines just kind of goes away, and they go up and have fun, and they just got a bunch of goofballs. And they have a good time with it. So, you know, I asked Mr. Elders, he's Jason Elders, who comes in and helps. I said, "Has this stressed you out by adding this?" And he said, "Oh, no. So, you know, whatever we ask them to do, they do."
I was going to tell the 2 girls that like the sparkly stuff that Mr. Otto fixed me a pair of shoes years and years ago for a play I was in, and he hand glued sequins all over my shoes.
In rows.
In rows.
Hey, he doesn't make me a pair?
That's what I would do tomorrow. I would say, "You did that for your mother. Could you not do it for me?"
Tomorrow they'll have their own photo shoot. Mr. Otto comes in and he takes a casting crew picture, and then he does groups. So like the princess and the princesses and the bears and the fairies, and you know, everybody that's in groups will get their pictures in groups also. And then he does an individual of all of them. And he goes home and, well, you know, he does. He sits and fixes them all, and then they'll get a CD of everybody's pictures too. So they have a photo shoot coming up tomorrow. We make them smile pretty. Yes, I'm sorry, Tyler is not happy about the makeup, but that's tough.
Do we get to put eyeliner on his face?
We call it
You have to like literally force
It makes us feel a little bit more comfortable.
You literally have to force it.
That's guy liner. They like it.
Oh, watch what you say.
I don't think we put
eyeshadow.
guy
You guys
liner. We put guy liner in ransom of our cheek. I
Because
didn't think so.
makeup
That's
is
probably why he hasn't.
a beauty cosmetic and beauty and that don't make
But it makes you look better. It makes you look good.
So yes, you will find
Things here and.
we've had some,
I don't want to hold the feet because they'll end up kicking me in
we've
the
literally
face.
had to hold one of them down before to get the eyeliner on.
Yes.
It was Rebecca's brother, AJ.
Oh, no. We don't hold your brother. They would.
Anybody else think of anything we missed?
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
Okay, I really hope people come and watch this.
For your $3, you can't beat it. Look at all these lovely faces. Smile.
Guys, listen,
And
I
how
don't think
much
people in
talent.
the community realize
No, I
how
don't
good the
either.
show is. I mean, they
And you
come in
can come
say,
at 1
"Show."
o'clock,
Yes.
you can come at 6:30.
Yes.
You got 2 different times to be able to make it for $3.
Right.
You can't even buy Big Mac for $3. Now, think how much better it would be for you.
The play's hilarious.
The plays are both funny and entertaining, but we feel like with middle school, we need to stay with humor. It makes it easier for them to memorize, it makes it easier for them to
And
enjoy.
Pat Parker, if you need a ride, give me a call.
Yes, Mrs. Parker, we'd love to see you.
Yes.
And she hasn't called for her.
No, she hasn't.
Pat, let's call.
She loves plays, she's
She
got
comes
a
up
copy
with-
of the original, the play.
Oh, yes.
That the school
That the
did,
school
the first year that the
yeah.
high school opened. And so, it's the current sophomore class, when they are seniors, it'll be 100 years, I believe.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna try and have that class put on the play again. So it's very exciting.
Do we get a
I don't know yet. They keep asking if we get to perform this play in the fall for school. My problem is, raise your hand if you're a current 8th grader going to be a freshman. Yeah.
Oh
And
my
then-
God, they're all
Yes,
gonna-
right, okay, hands
They're all
down.
gonna be
And so
leaving.
my problem is, I think I only have 4 or 5 total that stay in the middle school this fall. And so my problem is I'm sharing students then with other principals. And we, last year we were able to, but that's hard to release those kids because it takes a full day. It takes a full day to get in there and get costumes, get the set, put it back up. So we'll see. I don't know. It's kind of hard because, time on task is important and getting the kids back in class in the fall is important. So I don't know. We'll see.
So when we all came to the end of the stage, did we go do that Friday?
Yes.
The locking?
Oh, no.
Oh.
We'll talk about it later. Nope. We'll talk about it later.
I have a question
They're
too.
gonna be crazy. They want to have a lock-in after this play. They want us to I just spent 3 weeks with y'all.
Party at Miss Otto's house.
No.
I know where you live, Miss Anna.
You can bring the sparkles.
I'm in charge of the sparkles.
In your
That is awesome.
I'm in charge of it.
We can lock them up in the building next door.
Yes, yes. We'll have a curtain call for both plays.
We had to learn a new dance for that one.
No.
We can do the wall
we
dance.
should not.
With our princesses. And our
I'll be like the princess.
Jim, watch your head question.
Oh, never mind, I forgot already.
Oh, okay. All right, you want to talk to me, say anything about anybody that isn't here?
Oh, my brother.
Jimmy.
Can I talk about Caitlin and her?
Drew.
He is a
Okay,
big
Tyler, you want to talk about Jimmy?
Talk to you up there.
You can stay right there.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy is my best buddy in the play. Well, most of the time. And he's just as crazy as I am. And he falls in love a lot more interestingly than I do. And a lot faster.
And he falls out of love quickly too.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because when we're standing next to each other, it's like David and Goliath.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Jimmy is played by Drew Fritch, and so he's
Very tiny. My height?
Yes, maybe. Yeah. So he's one of the other survivors.
Okay, we have this girl, and her name's Caitlin, and she's Rapunzel. She's up in this tower, and it's kind of hard hearing up there. So, like, if someone's talking, she'll guess what they say, and she always gets it wrong. And then finally,
It's
after 3
nothing.
turns-
Yeah, like she's trying to say climb it, like climb the tower, and instead she thinks it's that, like the weather climate.
We have someone, Prince Adonis.
I'll talk
Prince
about him.
Adonis.
I'll talk about
You
him.
talk about Prince Adonis.
Prince Adonis
Is her
is
brother.
my brother, Nick, and he is Rapunzel's prince. And it's really funny because, like, she's so far up, and he, like, kneels down, and he goes like this, and he's, like, looking straight up. And, like, she says, "Who are you?" And, like, she, like, forgets about him. And, like,
totally forgets about him for Thomas.
Yeah, we're all after
Forget-
Thomas. 'cause
Yeah.
He gave me a slipper. He already talked to Caitlin. He made the witch go away.
No,
and he's
our
just-
Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, he just is such a good man, and we all just love him so much.
Now, which one's Thomas?
They get,
He's a chick magnet.
it's amazing how all princes get rejected except him.
Yeah.
That's skill.
He rejects everyone
What
else.
about
though.
Aaron? She,
Aaron.
We have,
Ooh, she's
we
a
have
candy witch.
Hansel and Gretel's witch, and that's Erin Hayward, and she was the wolf last summer. She was in the play last fall. She was the banker last fall.
She was my dad.
She was your dad. And she has a lovely cape, and all along the edges of the cape we've hot glue candy all around it. And as she moves, she crinkles and swishes, and she makes a great Hansel and Gretel
She
witch.
also plays hippie.
She plays Hippie.
She's a perfect hippie.
Yeah, she's so.
Tell the dwarfs are a little bit different than the original 7.
No, we're not.
Yes.
He's crazy.
Play that Erin's not playing.
Yeah.
Crazy, rowdy, and she's happy
I
with
know.
that.
Yes, ma'am.
Giddy.
Giddy. Giddy's
Oh,
not here either.
She loves sparkles of
Goldilocks isn't here either.
Goldilocks isn't here.
Narrator 1 and 2.
In case you can't.
Snow White isn't here either.
This play touches on so many of the fairy tales, and it brings in a lot of different characters and puts them together, and it's really cute.
It's hilarious.
What about the narrators?
Yeah, I miss all her narrators.
Well, we have narrators. For the zombie play, we have 2 narrators.
One that's prepared and one that isn't.
It's Nick.
Caitlin.
Who
Nick
plays,
Narrator.
who plays Adonis,
Yeah.
and it's Caitlin who plays Rapunzel in the other play. And they narrate the zombie play. And so they sort of set the pace for that.
Nick is flirting with Caitlin.
In both plays, so
It does
In
go-
both. In both.
I know, I don't know how.
I know.
I really didn't plan that.
What about Tyler?
It's just,
Yeah, Tyler and
it's just, it seems right. Just,
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Tyler and Haley are Mama Bear and Dada Bear.
that's not right.
Miss Autumn.
Yes,
Aaron rocks the hideous dress.
she does. She does. She was very upset with me. She was very upset with me about the
Her
costumes.
dress.
Most of the time, I don't have problems with costumes. They don't give me too much trouble about their costumes. Tyler is this time, but he'll get over it. But
I look like a flying squirrel. You're supposed to
You
look
rock
like
that look.
You're supposed to look like a slob in the play.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a black bear that came from 2 brown bears.
Hey, jeans do not have anything to do with it.
There's so many
Wow.
Let's be a recess.
I didn't do anything about it.
Anything else?
I think that these 2 plays, or also the last 2 plays, it kind of helps us all like get along with each other.
Right.
Because we're hanging out with each other a lot, and it just like feels like we're all bonding together.
Yeah,
So-
like, with the 2 plays, like I couldn't even talk in front of people before I started drama. Like
You're getting better.
He's trying to get the plot.
The other teachers are so happy.
I've always been loud. I'm just louder.
But like almost none of us could get up there and talk and make a fool of ourselves in front of people.
Stage fright.
Not.
I could.
You don't count.
Now, I think that the people who used to be quiet are getting better because I can hear them anywhere I am. If you know what I mean.
Well, okay, Friday at 1 o'clock, Friday evening at 6:30
At the same
at St. John Pack
The Performing Arts Center, yes.
Performing Arts Center. It's $3 to come and see, and it's worth every penny. It really should have charged more. I would have charged more.
Well, just pay more.
But I'll pay more.
Once she works, she helps with the tickets at the doors.
But it's wonderful to see young kids put
So
all
talented.
that talent to use.
It is.
Because it's worth it. It goes with you forever.
Oh yeah, they won't forget these plays. I won't either. I
can't wait to
enjoyed
see
these.
it.
And that's great you got the opportunity to do it.
Oh,
That's
yes.
wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is
And
a lot
such
of
a
fun.
beautiful
I looked
place.
at John the other day and said, "Did you realize we only have 18 more plays before we retire?"
I know.
You should have seen the look on his face.
I'm going to the next year one too. I'm trying to do all three. Everyone.
And in the center up there, the Performing Arts Center, it's so amazing because you have so much leg room.
Yeah.
You do not have
It's
people
wonderful.
crawling over where you gotta stand up.
You don't
can
have
stay
to stand
seated.
up, us old ladies, and stay sitting and not have to move.
And the seats are comfortable and the acoustics are wonderful. It's still a wonderful place.
Ooh,
Thank
our
you.
sound
Very
effects are
nice.
pretty neat too.
Yeah.
A little better.
And if people don't go, you're really missing.
It's their loss.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly, because
And
they've all been really
it's
good.
a shame because it doesn't matter if there's 50 people or if there's all 706 seats filled, they will perform to the very best of their ability,
Yes,
no matter how
yes.
full the building is. And it's really neat. I think people will be amazed at what they see these guys do. And we thank you for inviting us back.
Well,
And
we're
you're
glad
quite
you came.
welcome. You're welcome to come anytime. You have a play or anything, you guys
We'll be
come
back.
back.
We'll be back.
Okay?
We like all these cute little kids,
Yeah.
young adults.
Wow, I
Yeah,
don't like to brag.
Yeah. No, they're not shy, are they?
Not at all.
So thank you very, very much. And
remember-
lots of luck.
Right. And our next show, we're going to have Lance Boner with the
Karate kids.
No, it's
I
not, what do
think
they
he's-
call it, Thai something?
Taekwondo.
There you go, guys.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Anyway, they have gone, they just got back from Colorado Springs, and he wanted to come on tonight, but we told him.
We already booked you guys, so we said, you have to wait until 26.
So he's coming the 26th, and the next day, then they're leaving for more competition. So everybody watch the show then, because that's very interesting. We usually have, what's his name? Caldwell. Austin.
Yeah.
He's on top of that table.
He does
doing
stuff on top of the
demonstrations. It's great. I mean, he's really good.
No. And then also, we're gonna have bike riding. How many of you ride bikes? Do you follow all the ways to stop at stop signs?
The rules, yeah.
The rules and stuff? Because the other day, okay, the other day I was coming from out at the grocery store, out of Country Mart, and I almost hit 3 kids on bicycles. They did not stop at one stop sign. That's what it says, stop. S-T-O-P means stop. And you're gonna get hit, and it's gonna be the driver's fault. So I'm gonna ask one of the policemen to come and give some tips on stopping.
On the
Because
rules of the road.
because the next time I see it, I'm not gonna drive by him. I'm gonna stop the bike rider, call the police, and I'm going to have the police tell you guys what to do. Because I don't wanna see your parents go through sitting in a hospital because you got a broken leg or you got a fractured skull because you got hit by a car.
Miss Otto, she sounds like you whenever you were telling that story in
I know. But it's true.
Yeah.
And if we didn't love our kids, we wouldn't want them to be safe like that. We want you to be safe and live productive lives.
Kind of hard to be on stage in a body cast.
That's right.
What about in a fat suit?
Yeah, well, that's not gonna work either.
If you think about it, a pencil, driving down the highway, a pencil in front of the driver shields a motorcycle. So there's definitely no way they can see a bicycle.
What she means is if you're driving and you would hold a pencil up, you can't see. It completely blinds.
Because your eye is focused
Your eye's
right on
focused
that
on it.
pencil thing. And you can hit somebody.
Yeah, you could not see the motorcycle. And a bicycle's even smaller, so you definitely couldn't see it.
Okay,
So there's your lecture for the
Thank
evening.
Thank you and have a good evening.
They get lectures from me all the time about safety.
Okay, and for our next show, Lance, of course, will be on, and the bicycle, if Mary Ann can get one of the policemen to come. And that'll be the time of the month.
26.
When we have, that'll be on the 26th of June, and it'll also be the 28th will be the Fourth Friday art event again. If you guys have never gone and you like to watch art or see art, I mean, I know acting is an art also, but the galleries are all open. They have good refreshments. You can't have the wine, but they usually have soda and water or something that you can drink. And they have cheese and all kind of really good refreshments. And it's a good way to expose yourself to art. Just coming down and looking at the pictures and the paintings and the things that are, and there's always a band. Most of the time a band is playing uptown too. So you guys are very welcome to come. We'd appreciate you coming to see us. And that's at 6 to 9 every Fourth Friday. Yes.
You answered it.
Oh, you wanted to know when it was? 6 to 9 on the fourth Friday of the month.
It's really nice, Tyler. You'd like it.
And
It is,
also,
and-
the 4th of July is coming up.
Woo! It is.
And we'll have fireworks at the city park.
Those were two of our ball players.
Fireworks.
All right, guys. Again,
So thank you very, very
thanks a
much.
lot. Thank you for having us.
Lots a lot.
And we'll be at your play.
Yeah.
He should talk to himself. Talk to yourself.
I don't think we're off air yet.
Yeah, we are there.
Just now. You're almost. Not quite. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for coming. We
thank
appreciate
you.
it. Anytime you want to come back, you're
Yeah,
very
just give
welcome.
us a call.
I will. Thank you.
Yeah,
Good luck.
anytime you
Break a
find-
leg.
We'll be fine. It'll be all over in a few days, and I'll.
Bye-bye.
We
Nice to
should.
meet you.
Thank you.